Hello out there in YouTube. I want to talk with you about this great project that Gail and I started. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we are excited about planting a big harvest this year. And we are in an apartment, so we really utilize our space and built these great garden boxes. And just to start off with, we use all natural wood. I don't suggest treated wood because of chemicals. So we wanted everything to be 100% pure organic. So to tell you about these boxes, again, they're made out of pine, and we also brought in some 2x4s, some braces, some galvanized screws, and you'll need a drill. Now you can go down to Home Depot, and as long as you have your measurements, that's one of the things that we did is I kind of like saw this in my mind. I drew it out. I showed it to my wife, and she said, let's go for it. So what I did is I basically got some string and some little pegs and basically stringed everything off how I wanted it. 1 week, that's what I did, just basically did the layout. And we basically, this is our first time putting this fence up. And we wanted the fence to just have a little privacy to basically do what we want to do in our little domain back here in our apartment complex. So again, getting back to the garden boxes, this box right here is built in an L shape, okay? And as you can see, it goes from there all the way down around to the corner. So just on the outside boards are 16-foot long boards, and they are 2 by 12, 12 inches wide, 2-inch thick. So it'll take them some time to rot, and if I have to replace them, I can replace them. I built this box so that I can replace, or if we move, it'd be really easy to break down this box. And if I want to keep my dirt, basically I'll just bring a dirt in and just put it back on the truck. So we really thought this thing out. So getting back to how the boxes was constructed, we basically use a 16-inch board here. And you can do a lot of things out of a 16 board. You can go with a 10-foot board and make it 6 foot long, or you can go with a, 16, you go with an 8-foot board and put 2 ends on the side, whatever you choose. I think some of the videos on YouTube suggest going with like either a 4-foot wide and a 6-foot or however long you want it. That way you don't have to reach over. But I was thinking that this was really built in error, but really it isn't, because when you look at this right here, it's the widest out of the garden boxes that we have. Being the widest, I thought maybe it would be a strain, but my wife said, well, no, you can just basically work it from either side, so it really wouldn't be a strain. So I was in error there. My wife, she helped me to get some understanding there. So with this, we also put some center beams in this. And you want to make sure that you have a good support structure. So when you put that heavy dirt in there, you get that wet soil in there. Wood tends to get kind of flimsy when you get it wet, and over the years, I didn't want this to lose its support. So I put some great center beams in there and got it really screwed down really well. And all these have the center support in there so that the wood wouldn't blow out. And by the way, there is another 13-foot by 3-foot board over. I'm going to come over and pan the camera over there, kind of like my own pan man. My wife and I, we're our own team. How's that, Shooks? That's good. So you can hear her back in the back, and I don't know if you can see her stuff on the patio. That's the sun. We're trying to do this before the sun come out, but I'm going to pan back. I don't know if you can see the tomato plants out there. Can you see the tomato plants? Okay, so I'm going to show you our tomato plants. Now, last year we didn't have the soil 100% right with our tomato plants, and these tomato plants, I think my wife and I, we got a great understanding. You've got to have good soil. You've got to have good minerals, good plant food for your tomato plants, all your plants. They've got to have good supply of water, and we're told that they even need to be watered every day at the same time, just like we are. They need to get what they need on a schedule. So we're going to learn and be mindful to be on a schedule with our plants. And things are really doing well. I don't know, how long ago did we plant these plants, Gail?
6 weeks.
We planted these plants 6 weeks ago, and I mean, they are already getting ready to plant, bud out some flowers for some tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is just come back around. And oh, and by the way, this right here is the leftover from the gate. We bought this galvanized fencing. I mean, like, they had it on sale. This was a 100-yard fencing right here. And the landlord has been great. You know, when you're living in an apartment, you have very limited space to plant. In fact, we didn't have this right over here, and we didn't enjoy this. the last 3 years that we've been here. So we pretty much kind of like just stayed on the patio and planted everything on the patio. But what happened there is it took over the patio. So we don't want that this year. This year we want to get some nice chairs, an umbrella, be able to have some great Bible study out here. And by the way, we do everything in Jesus' name because we are very strong followers of Jesus, and we're just having a good time in the spirit. And getting back to it, this is just a leftover out of the 100 yards. These have been great. My wife said, you know, we need some support for our tomato plants. So we came out yesterday and we made these about 56 inches long, and then basically you just cut them with a little piece of wire. You just turn and twist, and now you've got some great tomato cages. And I've seen other people use these on YouTube, by the way. So I'm going to come on back around. Let me know when I'm there, Miss Walls. So, you know, when you look at this, it looked like it would cost a lot of money to do this particular project, and it was really reasonable. You know, I didn't think I could do it this cheap. And again, if I had used the treated lumber, it would have been really expensive. But, you know, the natural wood is the way to go, I feel. Some use redwood, and the redwood's, you know, we're in an apartment, so we had to do everything at a certain cost. I wanted to keep my costs down. But again, if I have to replace a board, I built these boxes using screws, and if I have to like remove a board or it begins to rot or something like that, it's all engineered to basically remove a board, put another board back on, and I can do this. If I'm here another 2 or 3 years, the wood is going to break down. So I made it so I can repair it real easy. So one of the other things we wanted to do is when we planned this out and we mapped it out. From the understanding that we got, you need to plant about every 12 inches. And when planting every 12 inches, that when you look at all the cubic foot we've got between 1, 2, 3, 4, basically four garden boxes, that gives us 185 plants. That's a lot of plant coming out of an apartment complex. So again, one of the other things we want to do is we wanted to put this beautiful big elephant ear in the corner, just to have something to view at. And my wife should do her thing with the flowers and etc. But if you have any questions and want to know how to build a box, give us a comment or email us at Sheraton, SHERATON, Walls, WALLS, at gmail.com, or Gail Walls, 1956. That's Gail, GAIL, Walls, WALLS, 1956 at gmail.com. If you have any questions on how to do some gardening stuff, we're not pros. And actually, we're newbies, but we believe as other newbies are coming in, we can share what we know. And if you're living in a small apartment complex, this make a great way to enjoy. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye.